What's up, guys? I need to address some stuff, okay? Um, I actually wanted to address because I feel like a lot of you that watch this probably know me or care about me, hate me, love me, whatever. Probably hate me. But I kind of want to go over like why is Goldy still playing Habbo? Why does he, have top 5 on his wall? Is he really like this in real life? Um, will I ever get a job? Uh, what the fuck do I do when I don't play Habbo? Why don't I play Habbo more than I do? Why don't I stream more than I do? Blah, 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 blah. Oh. All good questions. So, when I don't play Habbo, I love playing Habbo, by the way. But when I don't play Habbo, I'm just doing other things. I actually do have a life, believe it or not. Um, but basically, it's not much of a life, but it's, sometimes I play Gears of War. Sometimes I like going outside, believe it or not, riding my golf cart, etc. And, but, we'll back up before we get to those questions. Hi. By the way, I'm still playing Habbo as I'm recording this video. This video is only going to YouTube, by the way, because I kind of want this in history. Because my VODs always, they get deleted over time, so they're not forever. No, sorry, I don't. But you know, every time I get added in to the TSA server, every time I think I'm doing really well on Habbo, shit happens. Like, there's Keo and Nodin drama with me this past week. I left the TSA server for the fucking 20th time, whatever. But the biggest question I get is, why are you top 5? Why do you call yourself top 5 instead of, number 1? Well, because I'm realistic. Like, I do think I'm in the top 5 of all time. Um, I'm not number 1 because I think there's a few people, at least a couple, that are ahead of me. I think RPL is ahead of me. I think, whatever. You could say Finch himself's more known. But why I'm top 5, it's not because I was the third richest in .com, the most populated Habbo server in 2010 before the merge. It's not because of that. It's not because I had the biggest casino at that time, the most populated casino by far on .com. And you got to remember, back then we were getting, in the prime on .com, we were getting like over 10,000 easily. But even in 2010, we were getting like, I think, around 7 or 8,000 on, like, prime hours. So I had a lot more competition than there is now. But I didn't do that for 1 year. I did it for 3 different years. I did it in '06. I started Habbo in '05. Did it '06. I got hacked. So I started with nothing. Never bought into the game, by the way. Back then, I didn't pay anything. '07 started again. Um, Once again became top 10 richest. Got hacked. Then I started again in early '09 and went until a couple months after the merge, or a month or two after the merge, and at that point I just sold out. You know, I didn't make that much money when I sold out. I mean, for a high school kid, I made a lot. It was like almost $6,000. I bought my first car with that. But the reason why I'm top 5 of all time is not because of that. It's because when I logged in 9 years later after my break, I quit in 2010, right? logged in 2019, me, Jake, and Tyler came back, and I was still being like, like, oh my god, Goldy, I remember you, Oh my god, I loved your casino. Fucking awesome. I only played for about 7 or 8 months, and then I logged in like once every 3 or 4 months here and there. And then I was basically done with Habbo again until last year with Origins. And obviously, you guys know I played Origins till a few months ago, and then I came here. And when I went to Origins, obviously a lot of older people knew me. And then even when I came back on here, I'm actually running into more people that knew me back on here on the original.com than I even ran into on Origins, or at least close to it. I mean, I didn't keep tally, but that is why I'm top 5 of all time, because I left such an impact that like people remember me. I have the most known look of all time by far, even ahead of RPL. Like my look is so iconic. I did change my bubble to a little more shiny one on .com, but you know, it's the most iconic look in my opinion. Obviously, I'm a little biased of all time. It's Goldy, but that is why I feel like I'm the top 5 of all time. Because you guys have to think to yourselves. I also recorded a video almost a year ago. It's called, the story of Goldy, where I go over. I started in January of '05. I didn't necessarily get rich until I didn't get anywhere sorts of rich until somewhere in '06, early '06. But I didn't get this look and become Goldy, quote unquote, until like towards the end of '06. Um, but, you have to ask yourself, why do I care about this game so much? Why do I play it? Why do I hype up some stupid game that we all play? Well, I love it. I don't do it for the money, because clearly, I mean, there's been months where I've made a lot of money. Also, the last 3 or 4 months, really, I haven't made anything. I think I made $45 last month on kick streams, right? Subs. But there's been months where I made like 600. But my love for the game is not that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing the game right now. Like, I'm sitting in my fucking .com furniture shop right now. No, I play it because I genuinely like this game. I think this is like NFTs before they became a thing. I think this is like way back in the day, The Sims was a popular game. I think this is like The Sims, but way better. And that's why I play the game. Like, I don't play it because of just the Fernie. I don't play it just because of chatting with friends. I don't play it just because all the other stuff. I just like it all. I like everything about Habbo. I kind of sound like Sofa if Sofa was ever worth a damn, right? But I'm worth a damn, and a lot of people that were kind of quit because they got their fix. But no, to me, it's like I still love this game. Like right now, I'm like, yeah, I'm known on this game, but I'm not worth anything really. Like all this is bullshit, right? Like not really worth anything. So it's like, oh, and by the way, all these thrones are the Dave's, not mine. Because on here, like you can set stuff down in rooms that you have rights in, and I can eject them. They'll go to his hand, or he can eject them. Yeah, so none of these thrones are mine, so I'm really not worth a damn. I probably should have said that earlier. But yeah, I mean, but what I love about this game, and I continue to love, I guess I'm just like the Tom Brady at fucking Habbo. I don't want to give it up because I think I'm still playing at a high level. I never streamed before, last year. I mean, I think my first stream was like August of last year, somewhere around there. That was my first stream ever. I never streamed. I don't even like talking in front of the camera like this, believe it or not. And I hate doing streams, but I love the attention. I love the attention I get from it. Hopefully I get some attention from this video. But here's the thing. If you told a story of Habbo Hotel, like, especially if you just go .com all the way through, like counting just, everything pre-merge .com and then .com after the merge. You can count origins, and you can, even count .com my last 3 months. You could not tell the story of Habbo Hotel in the whole casino, trading scene, super rare, everything, without mentioning Goldy a lot. The story of Habbo can be told without mentioning a lot of people a lot of times. Ebonic, for example. Tyler, TSA. Yeah, he was super rich in 2008, but you could tell that story really easily without him. Sorry, Tyler. Love you, but it's a fact. Still think he's one of the top, 50 to 100 players of all time, probably. Another player is like Keo. You could probably tell the story of Keo or Wells, for example. I'll put them both together because they just kind of came in. Well, Keo was back in 2019, but still. They never played when Habbo was fucking booming, right? I had to go against the RPLs, the Interwebs, the Jestas, the Finch himself. I had to go against the fucking legends. And I'm still more known than some of them. So, that's why I'm top 5 of all time, because there's not 5 people greater than me all time. No matter where you put me in the top 5, you could put me at 5th. I'll take it. I'm probably top 3 if we're being honest, but I'm a humble person. And some of these other people, like, big, no offense, but like, they're just nowhere to be found on the top list. And yeah, I'm in my 30s now, which I think a lot of us are. But so what? So what that I played back then? A lot of people played back then. They either quit or, even though Mac Shack came back to Origins, but, maybe that says more about me that that I am still playing this game. I don't know. But I still love it. I still love this game. Like, I feel like I'd be almost as happy if I sat in a shop with nothing, but it would be nice if these thrones were mine. It would be nice if I had, instead of a 3-floor shop or a 4-floor shop, if I had a 10-floor shop. But that is why. That is truly why I'm top 5 all time. It's because I'm the top 5 of all fucking time. I know I keep having to spell it out, but I have a lot of fucking dumbass listeners. So I'm going to keep spelling it out for you guys. And honestly, I appreciate all the love and support I got. If you would have told me 1 year ago, well, a year and 2 months ago, whatever, before I started streaming, that I would have, clips on Kick with 500 views. I'd have YouTube videos of me rapping with 1,000 views. I'd be like, hey, there's no way. But I did. And, I do appreciate all the support, all the donations I get from you guys too. Could use a few more of those now, but I'm content with where I'm at. I really am. And, I just kind of wanted to go into that, to have this logged. That way, if anybody asks me about any of this stuff again, you'll kind of get at least a little bit of an understanding of it. So, with that, I'm going to close out the video, and thank you guys for listening. Top 5 out.